You guys seem to have a pattern here. Lose one and jump back and come back and win a championship. That's 3 in a row now. What makes this team able to come back after falling in a hole early?
Well, I think we've dealt with it all year long. Is that I think we're a pretty good program. We have some really good baseball players, but I think there's such a fine line in baseball. As you get to a point where you're trying so hard, it's more that you kind of tense up, you don't perform well. And losing that first game, I think it relaxed us a little bit. Just got us to start playing baseball and I guess get over ourselves a little bit and quit worrying about how we looked or what the situation. Just went out and played baseball, and really, I think a lot of things had to fall in place for us. I think again, playing good baseball, but we had 5 errors against Fresno the other day. We overcame that. We made some unbelievable defensive plays. We pitched out of the bullpen as good as we have all year long, and so those things kind of lined up for us in order to win a championship. So I'm so proud of our guys. They hung in there. I think coming into Saturday, I think they were just hoping we could get one win. Last night, we absolutely just, offensively just came alive, and then today, I think again we played super loose, and we had some critical base hits, and fortunately for us, that's an unbelievable offense in New Mexico, and I think we kept them off balance most of the day.
And you were able to keep them off balance with some guys throwing on short rests. Mark Seiler comes back on 1-day rest. What did you think of the effort of those guys, him and Cody Thompson on 1 day's rest?
Again, it's just I'm so proud of them. We're at breakfast this morning, and we're kind of figuring out what we're trying to what we're going to do. And we took Mark out the other day in a short outing, about 60 pitches, and we asked him. We said, "What do you think?" And he goes, "I can get 3 or 4." And when a kid wants the ball like that, you're going to figure you're going to pitch in a championship situation where from 120 to 125 pitches anyway. I think we combined for right around there 125 to 130 over his 2 outings. What a gutty performance. Same thing with Brett Seeberger. He came in going in the top of the 9th, and we said, "Hey, you got to give us one more." And he's like, "I'm low on fumes." And we said, "Hey, gut it out." And he's like, "No, I'm not saying I want to come out. I'm just letting you know I'm on low on fumes." And we said, "Okay." And then Bubba, same thing. Bubba. All right, you're next. Yeah, you. No heads up from you? Thanks.
Sorry, Coach. Sorry. We're talking about your pitching. You had Bubba come in, but tell me also about the performance you got yesterday. Jacob Erickson comes in there. Where did this come from? First start, and
unbelievable thing again. We're between games. We're thinking, well, what should we do? And we said same thing. Hey, let's get some, couple innings out of Jacob. We felt like it was a very good matchup. He had a really good changeup. His fastball. As we went along in the game last night, velo went down, but movement went up, and I think that's had him miss a lot of bats. And we weren't expecting him to throw 7 innings. Absolutely not. We're going to kind of piecemeal it together like we did today, and I think what he did last night won us the championship. It saved our bullpen. That won us the championship. And I told him earlier he's probably our MVP really by pitching that performance last night.
Well, let's talk about the guy who did win the MVP, Sebi Zavala. He told me he scrapped his entire approach coming in, which is kind of a crazy thing to do heading into the conference tournament. Changed things up, and it seemed to work out, though, for him.
Well, it's a couple things happened. I think a couple weeks ago he was struggling. And really we brought him into my office, and we just started looking at some film of not him, but some big leaguers. Justin Turner, Mark Reynolds, Miguel Cabrera, and just trying to see kind of what he can do to emulate what they were doing. And one thing he liked was Justin Turner's big leg kick, and we kind of put that into play. And we put his bat a little more vertical, so it was shorter through the zone. And we sat there for about 45 minutes to an hour and kind of went over it. And then he went and put it to work himself. He went in the cages, and him and Joe Oliveira got together, and of course I had a little hand in it, and we just said, hey, let's try it, let's go with it. And all of a sudden, his first at bat, what's he do? He goes opposite field home run, and so we look like geniuses.
And he hits 5 homers this weekend. Is it a catcher thing? I mean, Brad Hanel last year, had a big tournament, wins tournament MVP. Back-to-back years, your catcher's winning it for you.
Yeah, and I can tell you that back in 3 years ago, Jake Romanski had a great tournament. The problem is that Ty France had a better one. But yeah, the last 3 years, our catchers have really carried our club, you know, along with Ty and some other guys. But I don't know what it is. You know, they're involved in every pitch. Maybe it helps them stay focused at the plate. So I'm just so proud of our guys and very, very, very happy.
And you guys had a really great start to the season. You scuffled probably the last month of the season before coming in here. How much of a boost do you think this can give you going into next week? And you think you guys can make some noise?
You know, I think, you know, one thing going throughout the year is that we felt like we belonged. You know, and even though we played, you know, poorly down the stretch, I think it was more our doing, not, you know, I think we beat ourselves a lot, you know, so we really feel like we belong in the discussion, and we got to prove it now. We have to go into, you know, the first step is just to win a game. You know, we have to win a game in a regional and then see what happens after that. So the last 2 regionals haven't won a game, so hopefully we can get in there and find a way to win a game and move on through there and hopefully win a regional. You know, this program is starving for success, and we feel like we're pretty good in the Mountain West. We want to compete on a national level.